Many people benchmark MongoDB using the queries they would use on a SQL database, limited to the data model and indexes available in their relational database. But if you really want to see how a document database scales, you should embrace the document modeling best practices. Let's take an example very common in OLTP: get the last operation for a specific account category. In a SQL database, normalized, the category is in the accounts table and the operations are in another table with their timestamp. Here are the tables I have on Postgres. So an accounts table, an operations table. In the accounts table, I have only an ID and the category. And in the operations, I have a foreign key here to the account, and then a date for the operation date and an amount. Now I will build a query as a prepared statement to be able to reuse it many times. So I prepare my statement with a select from accounts. I join to operations, and I have a where clause on the category and an order by on the date of operation and a limit 1 just to get the last operation for this category. I run the query with an explain to see the execution plan, and of course I created no indexes there, so I can see two full scans on operations, on accounts, and a hash join and a sort of all the resulting rows for that category. And finally, once it is sorted, it can get the one row for the result here because I have a limit 1. Okay, so now we need to create some indexes. As I have a where clause on the category, I create an index on the category. And if I look at the execution plan now, I can see that the index condition on category was used to find directly the accounts for this specific category, but this went to a hash table and operations were all scanned, just checking if it's the right category and then sorted in order to get one row in the results. Of course, I need another index here. I need an index on the operation date so that it is sorted and I can get a fast access to the last operation there. So I run the execution plan now that I have indexes on both filters, and I can see that I have the filter on category, the index is used, and I have no sort operations there because the scan of operation followed the index that was ordered on the operation date and was able to find the last one without a sort. The problem here is that the index gives the operation in the order of the operation date, but it has to join to the accounts in order to pick only the right category. And in this case, we have read 6,000 rows before finding the one that is interesting for our result, the one that is in category 1. So we need to improve that. What we need here is a single compound index on those two columns. But in a SQL database, I have two tables and they are normalized to different tables. And I cannot create such index with columns from two different tables. In a SQL database, to have this kind of compound index, I need a single table with the columns for the filters. So I need to denormalize and then duplicate data, having the category for each operation. In MongoDB, I don't need to denormalize because I can have a nested document with operation within each account document. And then I can create the compound index on it. We will see an example. Here is MongoDB. I create an index on category and date embedded under an operations array. I will quickly insert lots of document there. So I create a function that inserts some random accounts, random categories, pushes the operation into the account. So we do not rewrite the whole document, the whole account document. We just push a new operation into the array, insert that in bulk. And here is an example where I inserted 1000 documents there. And here is the shape of my account document there with the category and an array of operation. Here, because I had only inserted 1000 operation, I have one operation in most of them, two operations for this account. I will run it a bit more later just to get more data on it. First, I create a query in a function to find for a specific category, display project, the amount and the date, and sort on the operation date in descending order with a limit 1. So this is exactly the equivalent of the SQL query that we have seen before. And I will insert some more data there in a loop, and I will display the time it takes to insert and run that query. My goal here is to see how it scales when the volume of data increases. You can see that the accounts have more and more operations in their document. And my goal is to see that the query there is still fast. So let me just stop there to show you that it takes 2 milliseconds, 3 milliseconds to run this query. Even if the documents increase, I will run it with more data later. And the insert is still fast. I insert 1000 operations in a few milliseconds there. So what is interesting for us, let me just count the number of accounts there and count the number of operations, the total operations. I just run an aggregation pipeline to have the total number of operations there. Not a lot for the moment, but I will run it again. What I want to see is the execution plan. So I run my query for category 1 and operation amounts, date in the projection. I sort on the operation date, descending order, limit 1 to get only the last operation for this category. And I look at the execution plan with execution stats there. What is interesting to see here is that my index here on category and operation date was used for the full filter for first to get into the category 1 and then to get to the last operation date. So the filter itself doesn't really filter. It looks from the minimum key, well, the maximum key because it's descending to the minimum key, but I have a limit 1, so it will read only one entry, and the first entry read from this index will be in the category 1 and will be the latest for the category 1. This is why I have only one key examined there. This is the most efficient access to get the result. I want one document for the result. I read only one index entry. Let me run a bit more to have more data and explain a bit further all that. So here is the run, and you can see that the amount of operations is increasing here, and the time is still in single-digit milliseconds. So if you want to test how a document database scales, you need to use a document model with embedding, and you need to test the kind of queries that actually make sense on that model with efficient indexes. Because if you only compare using the queries and indexes that you would use on a SQL database, well, those are more limited because of normalization, and you're missing the main advantages of a document database altogether. The query we have tested here is a very common pattern in OLTP with pagination or just getting one last operation for a specific category. You have multiple filters and you want an index that can apply all those filters directly. In SQL, you would need to denormalize and duplicate the account category into each operation. in order to be able to have a compound index with all the columns. But in MongoDB, it just scales, no denormalization and no data duplication.